using the latest version of Codex, Opus and Sonnet. That is Codex 5.3, Opus 4.6, and Sonnet 4.6. Let's try to build a freeform iOS and SwiftUI sketching app, similar to Apple Freeform on iPad and iPhone. I have already created an Xcode project for each of the models, Codex, Sonnet, and Opus. For Codex, we are going to use the Codex app on macOS. Over here, you have noticed I have already opened the same project in Codex. So let's paste the prompt we want to use. As I showed you previously, the app is similar to the Apple Freeform drawing app. So we want to make an app with the name called Free Sketch, using the Apple's Pencil Kit and Paper Kit frameworks. Then we add all the following features and also ways to collaborate with the app. I have added links for the frameworks we want to use. So we have Pencil Kit and Paper Kit. Pencil Kit allows you to make freeform drawing apps for the Apple ecosystem. So you can use it to make a drawing canvas and draw with your finger or using Apple Pencil. With Paper Kit, you can add drawings, shapes, and consistent markup to your app. From the model selector, you have noticed I have selected GPT 5.3 Codex. You can also set the effort, so we will leave it as high. To add a new project in Codex, you can go to Threads and click this button, or come here and add a new project. That is what I did. So you have noticed here we have the Xcode project selected. With the prompt added, I will send it. Next, I will launch Cursor and start working with Opus and Sonnet. So in this directory, we have Codex Free Sketch, Opus Free Sketch, and Sonnet Free Sketch. In Cursor, we will work with Sonnet 4.6 and Opus 4.6. So let's begin with Opus. I will paste the same prompt and go to the model selector and select Opus 4.6. Then I'll send the prompt. We can now go back to Codex and see what it is doing. So it is still working on the app. So we can get back to Cursor. So at this point, it is searching through the web to find information about Pencil Kit. At this point, it has now started generating the files. So let's go to the Files and Folders directory and see what it's doing. I'll go ahead and keep all the files. While it is generating the files, let's go back to Codex. So it is not ready yet. I'll head back to Opus and accept the files. Codex has now also started generating the files. So aside content view.swift, we have document scanner view. So Opus is not ready yet. It is still generating some other files. I'll keep accepting all of them. Aside the Swift files, it has also generated info.plist and added all these privacies, camera usage, photo library usage, and others. Let's accept that as well. Now it seems like everything is done. So it has summarized everything it did, including the key features. So we can now go to Xcode and test the Opus version. It seems like we don't have any error. So let's resume the preview. We have several errors, so we cannot resume the preview. So what I'll do is I'll take a screenshot of all the errors and upload it in Cursor to fix it. So let's add the image. I will now check to see if Codex is ready or not. Codex also seems to be ready. So it has summarized everything here. So let's open that in Xcode as well. Codex didn't add the Xcode preview. We can add it in the code. However, we can also run it with an iPhone simulator. So let's leave it as iPhone 17 Pro. So with the Codex version, it seems like we don't have any error. So let's look at the UI, whether it was able to generate a usable drawing app. So we have some errors here. Let's look at what they are. I'll take a screenshot and try to fix them with Codex. I'll check once again if Opus is ready. So now with the Opus version, all the errors have disappeared. So as you have noticed, Opus added different ways to add your drawing. You can add a new board, create meeting notes, quick sketch, and mood board. Let's try each one of them. So with the new board, you can see here, we can add our own title. You can see we have a fresh canvas, so we can start drawing on the canvas by picking any of these drawing tools. It looks like the drawing tools are working fine. In the toolbar, we have an option to add different elements to the board. For example, text box, photos, and videos. We can scan a document and we can add a sticky note. With the ellipsis button, we can change the background. That changes the background of the toolbar and not the canvas. So here is the board we just created. Let's control click it and select delete. Next, we will try something like mood board. With mood board, we can draw and also add a sticker, text, and more. With the text selected, we have some options to, for example, reduce the font size. We can change the font to different font. We can set the weight and also change the color. There is also alignment options, so we can align it to the left, center, right, and justify. The Opus 4.6 canvas drawing works nicely. We have the features asked in the prompt. We also have the style we specified, like to use liquid glass effects for buttons, SF symbols, toolbars, and bottom bar elements. Let's check the Codex version again. So over here, it has now fixed the errors. I'll go to Xcode and check it. Let's clean the build folder and run it again. The UI is broken, so I'll take a screenshot here and ask the model to fix it. I will attach the image. Whilst Codex is fixing it, let's see what Sonnet did. So now everything is done, and here we have a summary of what it did. We have the architecture, the liquid glass effect added, and more. So I'm going to open the project in Xcode. We have Sonnet free sketch. I'll resume the preview. Over here, we have two errors. Let's grab a screenshot and try to fix it. While it is fixing the error, I will jump back to Codex and see if it is ready. Codex has now finished the update. So let's check it in Xcode. I'll run it once more. We struggled a lot with Codex. However, we now have a clean UI. So let's test the drawing tools. The drawing tools are working fine. However, the shape tools are not working. So I cannot add any shape on the canvas. I will take a screenshot and specify that the shape tools are not working. It generates the shapes and put a background behind them. So this is not what I need. We can still go ahead and ask for further modification. However, I'll just leave it this way. We can invite people to work on the canvas. To remove any of the shapes, you need to long press and select remove. Let's see the other options here. So we can add an image to the board, which is nice, and mark up the image. In the same way, to remove the image, you need to long press it and select remove. These three buttons don't do anything. With this button, you can add a web link. So I'll, for example, add a link to an image and add it. Once you add a link to an image, you can click it to visit the site where it is linked. So we have the image and its link. The last button allows you to scan documents, so we cannot do that here. Once you run the app on an iPhone, you can use this functionality. Let's see the Sonnet version. So I'll keep the file. It is now ready, so I'll go back to Xcode and test it. Let's first check it with the preview. We can also run it with the iPhone simulator. We can add a new board here. With that selected, we can click here and add some shapes to the canvas. You can remove them. So with each one of them, we don't have the drawing tools. I don't see any drawing tool. So this is what we got from Sonnet. The stickies are nice, but we don't have the drawing canvas. And we struggled a lot getting it right. The same with the Codex version. However, the Codex version works fine. We have the drawing canvas and other functionalities. We were also able to create the Opus version with a few follow-up prompts. That is also my favorite among all. We have nearly all the features we asked in the prompt, and most of the things are working fine. I really like the Opus version, so we can go ahead and add more functionalities, like adding a button in the toolbar to clear the canvas. Although we have the eraser button, but it would be nice if you have a button to clear everything once you tap it. However, I'm going to end the video here. For all the demos I have been creating, Opus 4.6 creates a better UI than Codex 5.3. As you saw from this video, Opus 4.6 is also better than Sonnet 4.6.